Here, I'll get ready to share.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nerdkave podcast. We'll be right with you. Where in the heck
is the channel?
Is the channel? I got it. Share. Copy, paste. Facebook. All right. It's posted. And was there anything I do? Oh, I had to watch the stream. Watch the stream.
Not Andy Signor. Although I'd love for him to watch your stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
All right. Welcome back to the Nerdkave podcast, everyone. I'm Miles.
I'm Max.
We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since we did our last episode or whatever, but it's finally back. We're finally live again, so it feels good. Feels just like the perfect timing for this. So lots and tons to talk about on this show today. So the first and foremost, we'll talk about some DC news. We got some new screenshots from Joker 2.
Yes.
And we saw Lady Gaga and her portrayal as Harley Quinn and stuff. So I thought it looked really good. I thought it felt like the vibe and stuff. Did you see the leak of them like dancing on the staircase?
Yes.
Yeah, that was super cool to see that. So what do you got? Yeah. What do you got for that?
Oh, I love it. I mean, there's surprise. No, I absolutely love what her portrayal of Harley Quinn and Harleen Quinzel, whatever they're doing with her, is coming across as, because it really seems like a unique take on the character in certain ways, while also staying true to the aspects of what makes her and Joker's relationship kind of toxic. So everything I love so far. The costume looks great. I think Lady Gaga is absolutely going to kill it. The only thing I don't like is that it's like 2 years away. I wish it came out, or maybe it's only like a year. I don't know. Let me check real quick. I think it's is it 2024 or 2025? Okay, so like a year and a half till it comes out. So that's a little better than what I thought it would be.
It's funny because like all the the production of the movie is being like leaked, or a lot of it, because just there's so many people like around while they're filming this movie, because they're going to real places and like filming it. So everyone takes their camera out and like shows people stuff, but this movie doesn't come out for another year.
Well, and like they're going to locations from the first movie too, like the one where they're dancing, they're on the stairs, and it's like, oh, who would have thought that they're going to go back to like the popular scene from the movie turned like Instagram photo shoot thing because of it. So it's like, I mean, there's obviously going to be stuff that leaks. I like that we don't know too much about the movie. I like that we get a taste of, not like a promo kind of image thing or anything for the movie. Like they did have that one of them, I assume in Arkham, where Arthur's face is all like smeared with makeup, and then Lady Gaga is looking at him kind of intensely. Or Harley Quinn, I guess. And so that was a good like official release, but I also like getting the like paparazzi kind of photos, because you can see them kind of in the moment of acting, not necessarily like a polished, shot from the movie or anything. It's really like this organic kind of look at what
like a feel what they're doing. I really I like Joker 1, so obviously I'm willing to give this movie a chance. Some people are like, I don't know, the whole musical thing can work out in this sort of movie, and people are kind of like, is it going to be good? Is it questionable? It's the sequel to the first movie. Is it going to be just as good as that? So I'm willing to give it a chance because the first movie was so good. So I think no matter what, I will like something about it. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, so going off of what you said about the musical aspect, something I saw, and it's not like a leak or anything. It's just a theory. But Boba Talks on YouTube, who covers a lot of like DC and especially Batman related content. He was saying that it was either him or someone else, but I saw it in his video, that it could be a situation where if they're going the route where Harley Quinn is originally Dr. Harleen Quinzel in Arkham, that they could do musical therapy for the patients, and that could be like kind of her side of the job there. And then, from there, maybe like Arthur starts dancing to it, and then she likes that. They start connecting, and then it does what their relationship does.
I think that's a natural way of doing it. If they want to do it that way. So we'll see, but yeah. Because like the thing with Harley Quinn is like is that like unstableness to her of like that character and who she is, and like I think Lady Gaga's gonna kill it no matter what. But yeah, So I'm excited for it. I'm been keeping my eye on that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see more. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on with that?
Not a whole lot. I think so. Like in the first movie, it was very much like following Arthur's descent into madness, or rather that being unleashed, or however you want to look at it. I think this movie is going to be more of a character study on Harley Quinn, and it is Joker too. So I think it's going to be a lot of like not necessarily his perspective, but kind of the way that he will run the situation. And then we'll see the descent into madness with Harley Quinn, which I think would be a really cool way to do it. Cause then it's not just showing, I don't know, like the thing that we already know. Like it would be a unique perspective to go at it from.
Right.
Eric's
No, I definitely agree. The first movie, I liked the setting of the first movie a lot. I liked the pacing of the first movie. I liked just a lot of just how vulnerable they made the Joker, where it was like he came from like that circus performer aspect and being kind of like joked about, where he did, what kind of played off of mental health a little bit, and played off of just, there was a lot in that movie to take in. I was like, made you sympathize a little bit, like, oh, I see really? Where he's coming from in a way. So it's like, if they're able to pull that off just like they did the first movie in a way, then I'm fine with that. It's just like, give me development in his character, having Harley Quinn come in and just develop her character right. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be.
Give us a trailer, Warner Brothers.
Give us a trailer,
please.
Hopefully,
please, soon. I need it.
Going off the Joker 2, we got some Harry Potter stuff. So what do we got going on with it?
Controversy.
Yes. What do we got?
So it was announced 2 days ago by Warner Brothers and their panel for HBO Max, which is now just known as Max. They stole my name. But it was announced that we are getting a Harry Potter reboot. And this is something that had been circulating for, I would say, like a month is when stuff really started to pick up with it, but nothing was confirmed. And it was confirmed at the Max, I guess, press showing of
whatever they do.
Future products they had going on, that we are getting a 7-season series of Harry Potter, each season following a book. So it'll be 1 through 7, first season, first book, and so on. And completely new cast. Lots of thoughts on that.
So I'll put my 2 cents into this whole thing. So it's like whenever they make a reboot of a series or a reboot of anything, people are going to hate it. We're gonna, but there's a reason for the hate. It's like something like, why are you messing with all this story that's already been established? Why couldn't we? I get it's a money thing, and I get like maybe the whatever contract, whatever they have for Harry Potter, whatever. But it's like, why do you have to redo the story, or why do you have to like tell a different story apart from everything else that's just everything else that's established? It's like, it feels like it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for, like not doing the series justice, or like just it feels very just forced. Just very like, hey, got more Harry Potter stuff, you'll like it, maybe it's just like what they did with the Velma show, right? And like, yeah,
if the Harry Potter series is like that, just cancel it out.
It's just like they like push a reboot or like push a like, oh, this has the brand naming of Harry Potter or any sort of thing. It's like the brand naming of it, so you'll like it, right? But it's like, no, it's not, because it's like you completely changed characters, their morals, they're not the same. Stop doing this, It's just like any remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it, live action remake. It's like they ruin the creativity, they ruin the imaginative, like that, just like the whole vibe of it, because they want to be like, oh, you'll like this because we're making it live action like you always wanted it to be. But it's not just about that, it's like, where's the spirit, where's the heart? Like, is it just you're making this because it makes more money, or you're making this because like there's a an actual legitimate reason for it? So I can go on.
See, that's why I'm torn. So when I heard about this, I was like, no, don't give it to me. Right. And then I thought about it like 10 minutes after finding out about it. And I was like, okay, there are some things like from a, like based on what the kind of press release thing said, there are some aspects that I think could be good. So they're exploring it through a season per book. So that means they'll be able to cover a lot of content from the book and characters that like weren't included in the movies, like Peeves the Poltergeist. So many people have wanted Peeves for so long. And like they could add characters like that don't really play into like the main plot of the movie, which is why I think he wasn't in there. But when you have a series where each book is a season, it's elongated, you can add these more like minor characters and events in there. So I think like putting Peeves in there and Goblet of Fire, bringing like Winky, the house elf, and stuff like that. I think that would be a good way to kind of win people over. It's like, hey, these things that we didn't include the movies because of time, like movie 2 hours and 15 minutes, whatever. Yeah. So they could do that, which I think would be good. Like exploring more of the story from the books. But I think the biggest issue with this is the fact that the books and the movies for Harry Potter, when they were coming out, obviously Sorcerer's Stone was earlier on, and then they decided to make movies. But the books and the movies were coming out for a good amount of the releases of them at the same time. So I think a lot of like the backlash for having a new cast and all that is because it's like, here was Harry and Sorcerer's Stone, then we have Daniel Radcliffe and like the entire cast here, and then it's like the books are coming out. You have, I think it was like Half-Blood Prince, and then the Order of the Phoenix movie came out. Then you have the Half-Blood Prince movie, then Deathly Hallows, and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. So it was very much this cycle of like, oh, the Harry Potter book, oh, the Harry Potter movie. Then they're doing Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal. Then they built Diagon Alley at Universal. And it's like, it was very much, they went hand in hand. So I think like the character aspect, I feel bad for whoever's cast in it, because there will be backlash no matter what. Whether or not they're great as the character. I think it's just, we're always going to associate like Harry Potter's Daniel Radcliffe.
Hermione is
Emma Watson. Alan Rickman is Snape. Like that's the thing. It's like,
nobody can do it.
Sure, Snape in the movie was not like age accurate. He was supposed to be like 35, and Alan Rickman was like 50. Yeah. But it's like you think of Snape, you think of Alan Rickman. You don't think of like the sketches in the book or like any of the pre-movie like merchandise they put out or anything. It's like if someone says Severus Snape, you're like, oh, Alan Rickman. You can hear his voice in your head, Mr. Potter thing. Like, terrible impression, but Mr. Potter. It was like you just. He is Snape. So I think it'll be a struggle for them to really sell the casting until we have like a trailer or something, maybe, where they can win some people over. And yeah, it's just a weird situation to me. Like they had the image for.
Now, if I'm so, this is going to age me. I know this is probably a dumb question. What came out first, the books or the movies? Books came first.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was going to say, like, usually when it's visual, visual stuff, that stuff is the canon, and then the books are second, right? So, them coming out with the series, I'm just curious, what, like, yeah, when they do recast and stuff, it's not going to be the actor's fault that, whatever it is. It's, but yes, you're right. Like Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, Snape. It's like, it's going to be interesting if they, like, I hope they don't make it like a teeny bop kind of shit. Like,
They said in the press release, which reassured me a little bit, it's going to be a faithful book adaptation, and J.K. Rowling is co-producing it. So I'm like, I think because she very much cares about the world that she created, she's not going to let them mess with it. Okay. And the fact that she signed on gives me hope, because that means it will be at least as accurate as they can try and get it with the TV series. The thing that, so they put out the logo thing for it.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so it is the exact same, like, kind of style of, and
it's not a bad logo. It's not a bad logo.
Like, it's the Harry Potter logo. So, like, obviously they use that. But then Hogwarts looks exactly like it did in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, if you're going to do a TV series, don't make everything exactly the same as it was in the movies, because every time we see, like, if that is in fact the Hogwarts design they're going with, you're going to see that and be like, oh, that's Hogwarts from the movies. Or like if they have...
It's Hogwarts from the movies with different characters.
Exactly. So they need to recreate everything, at least, like Hogwarts is a castle. Obviously, it's going to look like a castle. But like, they need to make this their own. And if they like reuse sets and all that, it's just going to be like, oh, this is like the cheap knockoff that they did like cosplay on.
I was exactly thinking. I was thinking like, there's going to be a budget for every episode. So how big is this budget going to be for every episode? So we're going to get like for example, like a $10 million episode that's really good. Probably the opening episode, or whatever. And then like, let's say if it's like a 10 episode series, you'll have like the middle episodes be like 5 million, where it's like it's really just like the production and filler, and then you'll have like the last 2 or 3 episodes with that 10 million budget in there, because I see it in shows all the time. It's just like, that's kind of what happens. So it's going to be interesting to see how much effort they'll actually put into this,
And something I caught myself with when I was talking about this with someone is I was like, oh, it's only been 10 years since it ended. Like, this is too soon. But then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, okay, 2 things. First of all, Spider-Man has been rebooted 3 times now.
And we all love all 3 of the Spider-Man.
Exactly. Like Batman, everybody, when Michael Keaton came out, they're like, oh, he's Batman. And then it was like, George Clooney and Val Kilmer had their thing. And then it was like Christian Bale. It's like, he's Batman. Then you have the Ben Affleck fans. Then you have like Robert Pattinson. People are like, oh, he's Batman. Like, so reboots, it's like we've been proven before that reboots can be great, and they can be better than like the original concept of what we initially saw in a movie or a TV show or whatever. And then also I was thinking, like, it's been 2011, so 12 years since Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out. But they said in the press release that this is going to be a decade-long project, and it's going to be like 1 season a year, so it's going to be 7 years. And then I was like, Sorcerer's Stone came out in 2000 or 2001, one of those 2. So it's been over 20 years since that happened. And by the time the first season, like the Sorcerer's Stone season, comes out, probably a year or 2 from now, it's going to be like 25 years since the movie came out. So I'm like, okay.
Remember how dark Sorcerer's Stone was too? Like it was a dark children's movie at the time.
Definitely. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, you grew up with Harry Potter, so it's like that was a children's movie with dark aspects. And then as it started going, it was like, okay, this is like young adult. Then there were some more, like, I would say horror inspired things here and there, like Voldemort coming back, and like trying to think.
I watched Sorcerer's Stone so much. I had that shit on VHS.
Yeah, I do too. I have it upstairs. But like, when you think about it that way, it's like, okay, 25 years, like, I can't fault them too much. So Yeah. We'll see what happens. They're doing it. We can't change it whether we like it or dislike it. So, might as well. I'm going to watch it. Like, it's Harry Potter. I have to watch it. So it's like, we'll see what they give us.
We'll see what they give us. Like I said, it's, it is to keep an open mind about. Reboots can be done very well, but sometimes reboots can fall flat and give you questionable things. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So it really depends on how much they're willing to put into the story and effort or whatever. I hope it's just not a retelling.
Yeah.
An exact retelling of how it is.
Like chop up the movie.
How if Harry is not living under the steps?
I would riot if he wasn't living under the.
He has an actual bedroom.
That's wait for Chamber of Secrets when he gets Dudley's old bedroom. Yes. Then there you go. Still book and movie accurate, I guess.
I'd like to live under the steps. That'd be fun. Shit.
We have a storage area in the basement. If you want to take it over for a night, be my guest.
Yeah. So, was there any more big Star or Harry Potter things?
That's it for now.
Okay.
I know people are liking Hogwarts Legacy, the game.
Oh, yes.
So that's cool.
Yes, I hear the good things about that still to this day. I heard the game is really great. I've heard it was pretty, on release, it was pretty, a strong release for that game. So
cool.
Glad that worked out for them. So
that's good.
All right, moving on from Harry Potter to Star Wars. We had some
Take it away, Miles.
We had some Star Wars celebration stuff. And before I continue, I'm just going to pull up the list of things that were announced. I know what's been announced, but I just need to remember here. Star Wars celebration announcements. Images. Give me stuff. Everything announced. Okay. So, so 3 new movies are in the works.
Yes.
3 new movies. Let's see. I think they're all going to be directed by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Oh,
yes. I think that was
There's hope.
Not one or two.
A new hope for the movies.
It's one from Indiana Jones. So one movie is directed by James Mangold.
Okay.
Let's see. Then Dave Filoni directing a movie.
Cool.
And I don't know. Daisy Ridley is confirmed to be back in Star Wars.
That's cool.
Now.
What do you think they're going to do with her character? I heard that and I was like, I really like Daisy Ridley. Mm-hmm. I think Rey. There were some character things I wasn't a huge fan of, but Daisy Ridley, great actress. I'm excited she gets to come back.
The thing is, you need her for live action stuff. If you plan on doing live action stuff that, you need Daisy Ridley.
Yeah,
you need her, even though those last 3 movies, they were questionable. Yeah, but and everyone has their different views on them.
Yeah,
and but again, it's not Daisy's fault. So she didn't write the script.
Yeah, she did a great job.
So she did the best job that she could. So I'm hoping to see where her story goes. I'm intrigued, because she's Skywalker or Palpatine, whatever you want to call her.
Yes.
Yes. But yes, because I'm going to call her Palpatine because she is Palpatine bloodline.
Yeah, she just took Luke's name.
Yeah, because she has that bloodline. She is very powerful. Mm-hmm. If she's a Palpatine, she is very powerful. Yes, she uses her forces for light side, but I want to see. I would like to see more of her story. If they can tell it right, if they can give her more, flesh her out.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be great. I think she has a lot of potential as a character. I didn't hate her in those movies. Mm-hmm. I didn't hate her. I didn't it wasn't bash Rey because whatever. Okay, whatever. She got the lightsaber and she didn't have the extensive training that Luke Skywalker did with his training and stuff. It was kind of handed to her when I felt Finn should have been guy.
Do you think, and this is something I didn't really think about until you reminded me that she's a Palpatine. Do you think it was like handed to her or like it came across easier because she's a Palpatine? Like
they could probably play into that. Like, give me something to be like, oh, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That makes sense why she's like doing this stuff. Why it feels very like in universe almost. But flesh out her story somewhere, because in the movies it's like, where did she come from? And then Kylo was like, you came from nothing. That's not really an answer. Where did she come from? Like, yes, was she like a nobody, or was she more than that? Like, how did she end up on the planet she was on in the Force Awakens? And like, just give me more. And like, obviously, like if they want to expand it, like way past, the Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker and all that, go ahead, just give me something. And I'm excited for that. Like, I'm glad she's back. I think, like I said, if they do it right, it'll be great.
Do you have any guesses as to like what they would do with her, or like what you think would be a good direction for the character to go in?
Like, I want her to rebuild the Jedi Order. Okay. Like, she, be on Coruscant, rebuild the Jedi Order if she can. Because at the end of, was it the end of Rise of Skywalker, when there was that kid that was using the Force? I think that was Rise of Skywalker. I don't remember. I can't remember. But like training a new, set of Jedi, but do it right. Well, like actually rebuilding the Order, or like if she doesn't want to do that, like, I don't know. She has the Force. I feel like she's prophesied into the legacy that is rebuilding the Jedi Order. So that's what I would take from that, is just to, and like, be able to give her that Grandmaster title, and give her that, like, let's rebuild. But if they want to like throw in some stuff like the people under her are planning to betray her at some point, or like this New Republic or whatever they call it, they're not really with Rey, but like against Rey, or going to manipulate her in some way,
or maybe they don't like trust her because she is a Palpatine or something,
something like that. So just give me a story of, because there has to be some hard things that she has to battle through, and being like this Jedi that's they're like that's trying to rebuild the Jedi Order, but there's a lot of politics and a lot of things that are getting in the way, and people not trusting her, and like Jedi, they can manipulate it to where they think the Jedi are still evil because they betrayed Chancellor Palpatine. I don't know, something like that. There's a big story with like are the Jedi actually good? So
I still want Dark Side Rey. I feel betrayed from that thing in the trailer for Rise of Skywalker, where it showed us like the dark version of Rey or whatever. I want that so bad. It looks so cool, but it was just like that, like small vision or whatever in the movie, right? Like it was just her.
Yeah, it was just the vision. What could be or whatever.
I would like them to explore that a little bit. Like maybe she has. Like she starts to feel tendencies towards the dark side or something, and it's like her playing with it, like it plays with her mind or something, but she doesn't.
Her love with Kylo, corrupt, like Kylo. Well, Kylo, he was he kind of went at the end.
So maybe it's like her inner Palpatine,
or like her struggle.
It's like like it push and pulls her.
Like there's an internal struggle there, because like she knows she's good, but there's still that Palpatine in her that wants to manipulate in some way, and try to get what she wants and have power. It's a possibility. But
give me Dark Rey. Come on, Disney and Lucasfilm, do it.
Yes. So no, I'm excited that she's back. Some more stuff that we got trailers dropped for Andor season 2. I still have to watch season 1.
I do as well.
I heard it's good, and I have to watch it. It's just hard for me. Like what we were saying before this podcast, like you were saying it's hard for you to sit down during things. I'm very much the same. Yeah, like, unless like I force myself to sit down. Mm-hmm. It's all
like the weather's nice. I don't feel like sitting down in the dark and like watching stuff right now.
Yep. So I'm excited for that. Andor season 2. I will watch that. Oh, come on. Games render. I don't. What else we got? We also got. Also saw the Goonies and stuff. So the first look at Skeleton Crew. So Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
There's not. I haven't watched a trailer and I should have, but like, for what the Goonies was like a.
You're talking about like the movie?
Yeah. It's like the Goonies,
the kid adventure.
Yeah. The Skeleton Crew. So Jude Laws. So she's an actor, I think.
Wait, is it Jude Law?
Yeah.
Or like, is it? Oh, he's the guy that he played young Dumbledore in the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Oh, okay.
He was in Captain Marvel. He's going to be Captain Hook in the
of course he
Peter
is.
Pan. Yeah,
of course he is.
He's in everything, right?
Yeah. So yeah, he's going to be in that. Let's see, a teaser of Acolyte, which I heard is also a going to be a good thing. It's like a show.
Live action or animated?
Live action.
Okay, cool.
There'll be tons of Jedi, as well as Matrix star Carrie Ann Moss. Yeah, Carrie Ann Moss, wielding the Force.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
So really cool for that. The first look at the Ahsoka trailer.
Yeah.
Yes, Ahsoka's going to be a really good show. So we saw Ezra, we saw Ahsoka, we saw Sabine. Let's see, Grand Admiral Thrawn. The show is like Dave Filoni's love child to live action. This is pretty much his, like, if you watch the Clone Wars animated series, this is Dave Filoni's like live action baby of that.
That's like, cool.
This is his universe, and we're just living in it. So I'm really excited for Ahsoka, because that's one that's been like on my radar for a while now, and so we finally got a trailer of that. And also, if you're a fan of Rebels, like this all ties in to all of this stuff.
Cool.
So let's see. Besides that, that'll be streaming in August. New Indiana Jones. Yes, we got footage of that. And it's going to be, it's still going to be, what's the actor's name? Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, still playing Indiana Jones. So that's really cool. Getting another one of those. Bad Batch Season 3 is also announced, which is supposedly the last season.
Yeah, I saw Ming-Na Wen posted about that.
Yeah, last season. But the Bad Batch Season 2 just wrapped. I enjoyed it. Cool. It's telling a really good story, and I'm just like happy we're still getting animated Star Wars in this time, because like when the Clone Wars animated series ended, I didn't even know if we'd ever see animated Star Wars again.
Oh wow!
Because like I didn't know if Dave Filoni still, because it was a Cartoon Network thing. It wasn't a Disney thing at the time, and so when Disney took over LucasArts and bought that property, I didn't know how much like Dave Filoni coming back or any of those guys coming back to like do stuff. And the fact that we're still getting that, by all means, I love it. So season 3, I'm really excited for that. Really cool. So I knew they were going to, because spoiler, the last episode ends in a cliffhanger. So
as I feel like they're always doing with this stuff.
Tales of the Jedi Season 2, Tales of the Jedi Season 1, it was a bunch of short stories focused on, in the Star Wars universe, on certain characters and told like a little bit of their backstory. Really cool. It was like 10 episodes or something like that. So I'm glad they're doing a Season 2 of that, kind of fleshing out some more characters, giving them some character development. Really cool. I was happy to hear that. Visions Volume 2
Is that the?
This is the anime thing.
Anime.
Yeah. So I loved Visions 1. It's pretty much a bunch of Japanese artists making their own individual episodes.
That's really cool.
Every episode feels different, and it's their own story. Like it's just their own interpretation of the Star Wars universe, canon or not, that they can just put in and just go crazy with it. I love Japanese artists. I love anime. I love all that stuff that goes into it. So seeing it actually in Star Wars, it's just a dream. It's like I explained it before. It's like Halo Legends, which is Star Wars edition. Halo Legends was a DVD of like mini stories of Japanese artists making shorts for Halo, and this is just like Star Wars. So sweet. Really cool. I love this stuff. It's like they don't have to do it, but they do it. So let's see. That's coming out May 4th.
Okay,
that's
cool.
when that's debuting.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm excited for that. I think that's all the news we got besides like the panel people. They had pretty much everyone up there. I'm seeing if they're still going to do a Boba Fett season 2, a Book of Boba Fett season 2. I think they should, just because like they had all those characters on Tatooine. I think they can really, if they focus on Tatooine, in that next season, or don't bring me into Mando stuff, I will enjoy it. So I love Boba Fett. I love that he was the first character I like connected with when I played those games and stuff. So I like and like growing up as a kid and stuff, Boba Fett was just like a character I loved. I'm glad that they made his own show, and it's like you have to watch it to understand all the story.
Yeah.
But yes, no, like don't give me Mando in the middle of the season. Just give me all the episodes of Boba Fett, please.
The ridiculous part of that is it was like complete. It was just like
out of nowhere.
You just took Mandalorian episodes that maybe didn't fit into like season 2 or 3, and you're like, okay, or season 1 or 2, whenever the timeline was. Yeah. And it's like, okay, we'll put them here. Like I love those episodes.
Yeah, they're great. But it's just like
just release them as like a Mando mini season, or like Mando season 2.5 or something like that.
Because they are great episodes, but then it's like now you have to watch the Book of Boba Fett to understand what's going on in the newest Mandalorian season. Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where it's like you have to watch another property to understand the other property, or read this book because you don't understand what's on the show or whatever. Yeah. So yes, no.
It's a lot of cool Star Wars stuff.
A lot of cool Star Wars stuff. So I'm very excited for that.
Yes. Also, since you mentioned, I know you weren't talking about Ezra Miller, but I completely forgot to put him in the title.
I was actually thinking of him as soon as we started because I noticed he wasn't on our list.
He'll be there. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, people who tune in or maybe someone watching this. We'll add it. Ezra Miller. No huge like crazy news on him in a while, which I think is good. But we are getting TV spots and some photos from the Flash movie, because that is coming out in like a month and a half. The Miller, as you would say.
Yeah, the Miller. He's definitely doing stuff. I'm surprised how much they're actually showing his face. I really didn't think they'd want to, but whatever.
I think they were holding back a lot, and then after the reception of the first trailer, like everybody was like, "Oh, we're not a huge fan of Ezra Miller, but look how good this movie looks." Yep. They were just kind of like, "Okay, we can do what we want now."
Yep.
So I think that kind of gave them the go ahead for like, let's just promote this like any other movie.
And I don't think it got nearly as much pushback as like I thought it would.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah,
definitely
where it was like you did get some hate because of Ezra Miller, but it was like it didn't like cancel the movie in any way. So obviously it's whatever. Warner Brothers is like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
we're gonna put this movie out then.
I'm so curious to see if they have him do interviews though. That's what I'm still on the fence about that, because I think they'll show him a lot in trailers and all that, because he is the Flash. It's the Flash movie. They'll show the other, like the Batman and all that too. Yep. But as to whether they'll have him do like interviews is what I want to find out, which I think we would learn in like the next 2 weeks or so.
I just thought of something like literally right now. Ezra Miller is a controversial person.
Yes.
An also controversial person is The Rock.
Yes.
Have you heard the news of The Rock and
like
all that
how
kind
he
of stuff?
basically wanted to put the DC universe around him and all that?
Yeah. It was like he pretty much messed up Shazam, and
he wanted to fight Superman, so he like derailed that story.
Yeah, it was like so he ruined Black Adam and he ruined Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam had, I can't remember the numbers, but it had like because it got its digital release already. Yeah. The digital downloads or streams or whatever they're going by was significantly lower than Morbius. So it's like that tells you everything you need to know about how that movie performed. It's going to lose, I think, like 50 million.
I browse the TikToks every once in a while, and like and that's kind of where I got the information from. A lot of people are like, The Rock he's like a black cloud on movies sometimes. He just comes in and ruins them.
Yeah, well, it's good. From what I understand, it's like he goes in, he's like, okay, this is my movie now.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of does whatever he can get away with to make it like center around him, which is what it sounded like he was doing with the DCEU.
Yeah.
His whole plan based on, I don't know if it was leaks or whatever. But from what I heard, his plan was to go in and make it so he would be the big bad that the Justice League would have to fight eventually. And then it would all kind of center around him and stopping him. They would bring Black Adam up a lot in all the other movies. And then the new Justice League lineup, or however they would do it, would fight him, which I'm just like...
That's a Thanos thing.
Yeah.
That's like a story that's been told.
Yeah, like we don't need this again. We don't need like a sped up version of that. But yeah, it is what it is. DC is like getting its reboot thing now, so
I think they'll bounce back from it, but it sucks that like all those people that worked on Shazam and the main, I forgot who the main actor was,
Zachary Levi.
Like it's just like it derails him a lot. Yeah, it's like it's not his fault because he probably did the best he could, and it was just like. Yeah, dude, that sucks. But yeah, so that was the other thing I wanted to bring up because I just thought about it. I was just like, God damn it, Dwayne. So with that, I think those are our big topics for the second. But now we're going to move on to Blink-182.
Yes.
So what's the news on Blink-182?
So Blink-182, they made their big not original lineup because. They had a drummer before Travis, but like the most known lineup in October, I think it was October 14th or October 4th when they officially put out that Tom DeLonge was returning to Blink-182 after being gone for almost 10 years from the band. And they announced that their single Edging was coming out. Edging came out. It was the highest performing rock song on the like alternative or like overall airplay charts or something for any rock song since 2014. It was number one on alternative airplay for 11 weeks in a row. Like it did really well. Their tour sold a lot of tickets really fast, and then they were just kind of silent. And then they started posting studio updates. Travis broke his finger. They had to cancel the South America leg of their world tour, and things were just kind of silent for a little bit. Then we started getting more studio teasers again. And 2 days ago, it was announced that they were going to be added to Coachella. So like a really last minute thing. But I think it's great, give them a little something to do before the tour, get a good
warm reaction.
Yeah. And have it be at a place where it's like people are partying. They're into like the music, the jokes, all that. So I think it's going to be a great setting for them. And we started getting more studio updates today in Rolling Stone. Travis said that he finished recording his part of the Blink-182 album. Yeah. The last 3 drum tracks he recorded with his broken finger, which I don't know how he did that, but like if anybody can, it's Travis Barker. Oh, yeah. It seems like stuff is full steam ahead with Blink. This is the first time Mark, Tom, and Travis are going to be playing live together in.
And we get to see them.
It's like 3,200 something days, or like 8 or 9
them.
years.
What a perfect timing for it, too. Mm-hmm. It couldn't have been any more perfect. It was like, all right, we're right out of the pandemic, like from the last 2 years or so, and then like it kind of allowed people to reconnect and allowing that time to reconnect and stuff, because it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy that all three of them were able to just be like, "What? I just go?" And because I didn't know what Tom was going to do. I really didn't. I was like,
I didn't either. Like he was busy too. So like his alien stuff, it didn't come to a conclusion because I think he's always going to be doing that. Yeah. But like his main goal of getting people to know about this stuff kind of like came true. Like To the Stars was at the forefront of that. His company that he was putting all that stuff out through. Mm-hmm. It was like they were the ones who put out the video initially of the Tic Tac, as it's known as, on an unidentified aerial phenomenon is what they're calling him now. And yeah, like he did his UFO stuff. He's made a difference, and I think he's gonna still go ahead with that with like the Secret Machines books. But then he started doing a lot more of the creative side of stuff again. They had Lifeform with Angels and Airwaves, which I think was their best performing album. They went on tours with it. He has his movie Monsters of California coming out soon, which he directed and scored with Aaron Rubin and Alon Rubin. And it seemed like he was just really getting into his creative stuff. And then they announced this Blink thing. It's like, okay, I feel like everybody feels like Tom DeLonge that they knew from like the early 2000s is back. He went really into like the kind of government secretive, unidentified aerial phenomenon, like alien UFO stuff, which I think is cool. But like when it comes to like who a lot of people know Tom as, it's like, oh, Tom DeLonge, Blink-182. So it's like I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, Tom returned. Like Tom is home. And it's great. Like I think there's so much to look forward to with Blink-182.
Oh yeah.
And the Coachella set live streaming tonight, 6:45 California time, 8:45 our time, and I think 9:45 Eastern time. So if you want to watch it,
there you go. Go watch it.
We'll be watching.
Yes. And so I'm just excited to hear like this news and like just it's going to be good for them. I think. I think it's like something they've been wanting to do for a while, but it just wasn't the right time. Mm-hmm. And now it's the right time. So looking forward to that. So speaking of music, besides Blink-182, we're going to talk about our music lists to wrap up this episode. So do you want us to start? Do you want to start?
You can go for it.
Okay.
As usual, I'm slacking on knowing my list.
Lots of music that has been released. We got Waterpark's new album. We'll have to listen to it. I like all their singles that they released, so I'll have to listen to that when that comes. When I leave here. But Fall Out Boy's new album I heard was really good. Yes. All Time Low's new album. So all those I gotta listen to. And then I've been listening to a lot of Mod Sun. We went and saw Mod Sun like last month, and it was really good. Awesome. Mm-hmm. He's an awesome dude. What else? Just new Linkin Park stuff. Mm-hmm. New Linkin Park. I'm wearing the 20th anniversary shirt. Meteora 20th anniversary came out, and it is amazing. A bunch of unreleased stuff. There are four complete unreleased tracks that they released. You got Lost, Fighting Myself, More the Victim, and Massive. Those four are definitely tracks to check out. Massive's definitely a Deftones-y vibe to it. From what me and Eric had a similar speak about that. And then the other three, Lost is probably their best out of the four, and then Fighting Myself would probably be second best of the four. And then More the Victim, I like the instrumental. I listened to the instrumental before this came out because it was an older instrumental, but I never understood how it was ever going to be a song. And then I heard it like an actual song, and I'm like, oh, that's how that fits. So very interesting. I loved it a lot. Comes with a bunch of stuff. I'm going to do an unboxing for it because I just got the box at home. So we're really looking forward to that. So if you can, go listen to that Linkin Park 20th anniversary album. Really good stuff and a bunch of things. Go get yourself a box too. So all right, other than that, that's I think my list.
Nice.
From what I've been listening to.
Nice. For me, I've been listening to a lot of Mod Sun recently. His album "God Save the Teen,"
Yes.
which was the recent release that he put out. Super fun listen. I like how there's songs that are like deeper. There's songs that are, I hate using the word angsty, but like they're angsty in like a good way.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to a lot of the album California by Blink-182 because whenever in Minnesota here, the snow just finally melted. So whenever that happens and, it's sun's out, it can be like windows down, blasting music.
Yeah.
That's like one of my go-to albums just because it has a great kind of spring summery feel to it. Let's see, what else have I been listening to? Lots of Carly Hansen. I forget if I mentioned in the previous podcast, but I saw her live on March 12th. I met her as well. Super cool person, puts on an incredible live show. So her album Wisconsin, which came out early March. Great listen. Really, really, I would say diverse in the way that each song comes across, but it's the mix on it is so consistent and the themes are so consistent lyrically that it works so well as a cohesive piece, but also it's not one of those things where it's like you get tired of listening to it because every song is so unique. So that I already know is going to be like one of my top albums of the year. Edging by Blink-182, even though it came out 6 months ago, I still consistently listen to that song multiple times a day. And because Blink is going to be very likely, I'd be shocked if they didn't play it tonight. They're going to be doing the live debut of it tonight. So I've had that going on in my head, in my yed.
In your yed.
My yed, to quote Tom DeLonge. Let's see what else. That might be it. Some MCR here and there, throwing that in. Neck Deep, Heartbreak of the Century. That is another great song. And yeah, Water Parks, listening to some of the new tracks. And then I'm going to finish listening to the album tonight.
Brainwashed is a great song.
Yeah, that's my favorite one so far. Great,
really
great
catchy
chorus.
Yeah.
I
have a couple more here. Owl City's new album came out. I actually listened to this album. The songs I'd recommend for that are Under the Circus Lights, Kelly Time. That's a single from the album.
I remember Kelly Time.
Sons of Thunder, The Tornado. You actually hear him scream in that.
Ooh, okay.
It's really weird to hear Adam scream.
We're going to have to listen to that as soon as it's said. I'm really curious.
Let's see. Vitamin C. And My Muse is also a good one. I would say the album is a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good album. It just, a lot of the songs are long. They're long. So it's a 55-minute album. There's only 11 songs on it. So that should tell you.
That's
just the songs are like
Tool.
Yeah.
Like that. This is like a pop version of Tool.
It's like I would be playing it on like a long drive or like in the background or whatever. Yeah. Like I said, there are some good songs on it. Like I think majority of the songs on it are good.
I need to hear that scream because I'm so used to like 10 million fireflies.
No. It's like he screams a little bit and it's like very interesting to hear it. It's like, whoa, wait, what are you doing?
Where did that come from?
So definitely check that out. And I had one more song on here that was really good. Let me find it before we end the episode. Where is it? I'm a very structured person, right? Oh, come on. When did I add it? It was after that. Nope, that's not.
I love how long that playlist is.
It's all, there's a lot of songs on here. There's so many songs on here. I think it's called Empathy. I'm sure it's the song. I don't think it's Empathy. It's not Empathy. Okay.
Who's it by? Do you know the artist that you're looking for?
No, I don't, because I know the song name.
Oh, well, you look for that. I've been listening to a lot of the Alkaline Trio album, My Shame Is True. That one, I think it's just a really cool mix of like Alkaline Trio's classic Alkaline Trio lyricism, but it's a lot more, I would say, like modern mixed. It has like not a happier sound, but it's very much upbeat. I would say it's not as dark. And it's another one of those albums that I tend to go to when it's spring. So
Okay.
yes,
I found it. It's Pavement by Say We Can Fly.
Yes, I met him.
You met him?
Yeah,
oh.
Cool dude. Cool dude.
So I really like that song. But
Pavement. That's my favorite song by him.
I was like, oh man, this song is.
Yeah, the chorus. It's like make my body your canvas.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like my body canvas.
Yeah, and like the stick and poke tattoo.
Yeah,
lyric,
yeah.
I like a lot.
I like that song. So yes, so that's my list. Was it there besides what was the last album you said? Alkaline Trio.
Oh yeah. Seamus Trio.
And that is there anything else?
I think that's it.
Awesome. All right. Well, we appreciate all of you that have joined us today.
Thank you.
Happy we're back doing these because this is a blast doing them every single time we do them. And I mean that. I really do.
Oh, I love doing it.
Yeah, like it's just good to like sit down and talk about stories and see what's going on in our entertainment lives. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you either next week or week after. We'll figure it out.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. So no promises. But yes, we'll be doing more lives and stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys have a great night. We'll see you in the next one. I'm Miles.
I'm Max.
And this has been the Nerdkave Podcast. Take it easy.
See ya.
Yeah.